seems that Aaron Rodgers will no longer be a Green Bay Packer. He announced on the Pat McAfee show that he intends to play for the New York Jets. Rodgers believes the Packers want to move on and make 2020 first-round draft pick Jordan Love their starting quarterback. Rodgers has spent 18 seasons in Green Bay. I feel like I need to defer to our resident football expert,
right?
Which would be Tracy. Tracy, what do you make of this?
Well, here's the
You
thing.
know the most of on this desk about this story.
Well, I don't know about that. But he wants his cake and he wants to eat it now. And he wants Green Bay to make a decision right now. I'll be shocked if they make a decision before, I think it's early June, because if Green Bay waits until early June, it will free up more cap space for them to have more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and that's advantageous for the Packers, right?
That's advantageous
But he
for the
wants them to
Packers.
make a decision now.
Right now.
So he's like calling their cards, basically.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's saying, do it now. And they're like, well, we don't have to.
Could this backfire on him, though? Like, if he, like, should he wait and see what's going to happen, or should he just go to the Jets?
Well, I mean, and I was listening to Waddle and Sylvie yesterday on ESPN, and Waddle was saying there's a 1% chance maybe someone else could dive in at the last minute, but he has been very vocal about wanting to go to the Jets, but he's also given them kind of a laundry list of his requirements.
Receivers.
Right.
Yeah, it's all very interesting. He actually said, the Green Bay Packers have given me many clues that they're ready to move on.
Right.
And that's what he's acting on. But there are a lot of Packers fans that are like, well, wait a minute. We want you. We want you to say, we don't think that Jordan Love's ready for the job yet. We don't think that we're at that point. So I don't know how it's going to end. I was surprised to even hear him come out and say anything about it, with usually how coy and secretive he is about this whole
Well,
thing.
a lot of Bears fans want him gone.
Well, I was about to say, Bears fans are like, good riddance. Bye. Yeah.
Is it my imagination, or has he been acting just kind of wonky over the past
Acting
several
out,
years?
right?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't surprise me that he would do something like that.
Yeah.
Well, before he went into the darkness for 5 days or whatever it was, he said he was.
Oh, wait, what
going
is this? I
to
missed that.
retire.
Darkness retreat?
He went to a
this
darkness
was-
retreat?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
What is that?
Within the past month. No phones, no nothing, and very quiet, all by himself, I guess.
Whatever.
He said he was going to retire, but then he came out of the dark, and now he's not.
Oh,
All
I
over
want to
the
go on a
place.
darkness retreat.
I want to
Let's
too,
all go
yeah.
on a darkness retreat together.
Doesn't that sound good?
That sounds fun.
Right.
Can we have food
Somebody
at
might
this
come
retreat?
out. Yeah.
Like, I can go without everything. I just want some food, some good snacks.
That sounds real
I just want
good.
some sleep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we can sleep, eat, sleep,
Yeah.
eat, sleep,
Yep.
eat. All right. Okay. So, like Roz said, whatever.
We'll see.
We will
Yep.
see.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.